It's just from a long time of just playing the characters like Reinhardt. I mean, Ramatra and Junker Queen are just because they look cool, and I kind of got used to them. But
Okay, so Reinhardt is kind of you have that is the character you have most of your play time on, yeah?
yeah. I mean, he's my absolute favorite character.
Okay, so Reinhardt is one of the favorite characters. What would be your second favorite character?
I'm hesitant to put Ramatra because he like
Mm-hmm.
just came out,
Right.
but I found a pretty good amount of success on him, and I do enjoy him a lot. But if it
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't Ramatra, probably Winston, because he was just like a character I played a lot over time too.
Okay. Okay. And the third one would be then Junker Queen or
Yeah, like Junker Queen, Sigma, Zarya. There's a lot weird ones in there, but Junker Queen as of late.
mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So with your hero pool, that is something you can think about for the future because I definitely don't want to force this because you want to be doing what you enjoy the most as a first priority. But then, in terms of improvement, what you can be thinking about is to make sure your hero pool looks kind of like this. So, usually, you want to have three types of heroes in your hero pool. You want to have Brawl, you want to have dive, and you want to have poke or spam tank. Usually, that is good enough because you can be suitable in any situation basically, so that is something
Mhm.
you can think about. Brawl tanks, for you already have three brawl tanks in your hero pool, so that would be Reinhardt, Ramatra, and Junker Queen. So it's yeah, if we write this down, so it's Rein, Ram, and Junker Queen. And for the dive category, actually have Winston. Yeah, so that is good.
Mhm.
Yeah. However, there's a little bit of a problem. We don't have an exact. Well, you mentioned you play Sigma, but maybe if it's there is not much time involved into it on some maps where you have really long range sightlines or with some tinker positions which are more about taking the long fight and taking the fight from far, like sniper tinker positions,
Mhm.
or just you having something like Ash, Hanzo, Zenyatta, this kind of heroes, yeah, which like playing the long sidelines. You don't have that answer, yeah, and Sigma could actually work in this case. I'm just gonna use different colors. So Sigma is
Mhm.
usually good for these situations, and that is realistically what you really have to do. You also don't need as many heroes, right? You can kind of just have one brawl, one dive, and one poke hero, and because you do have those just three heroes, that's enough for you to be suitable in any scenario. But because you're not playing other characters as well, you're not slowing down your improvement, because when you're looking to play other characters like Ram and Junker Queen, for example, then you have to learn micros for them for the specific scenarios you're in as well, right? Though that is, you
Mhm.
also have to learn some other macro concepts, and that's gonna slow down your improvement significantly, I would say. But if you just player A, like who runs those three heroes, for example, this is good enough. If you're player B who runs five heroes, or maybe even six or seven heroes, your improvement is gonna be much slower. So that is something you can keep in mind actually. But how do you make a decision what characters to keep? It can be based on this basically: brawl, dive, or poke. There are three situations in a game which you're gonna be facing with. To be honest, yeah, it's just those situations, they're gonna depend on what kind of tinker position you have and what kind of map you have as well. So
Mhm.
that is something you can think about a little bit more. Okay, so does it make sense with adjusting your hero pool a little bit, or any questions?
Um, I guess just because during 6v6, rather
Right.
than Sigma, because I mean, Poke made a little bit. It makes a little bit less sense to me, I guess. like what
Mm.
tanks are poke tanks.
Sigma,
Because for a
Sigma,
while I
Hog.
thought, sorry, for a while I thought Ramatra was one, and then that's I guess a little bit different because he's got Nemesis form and all that, but
Oh
just his
yeah, right.
primary and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But I guess he's a mix of both.
yeah. He's a
Uh,
mix of both, kind of leaning towards the brawl category. That's why we put him in there.
okay. Because I during 6v6 I played Orisa as a poke tank, which I
Hmm.
mean she had a shield and just halt and spam damage down a hallway. But I kind of stopped playing her just because she's more fun to me. But I like Rein more and
Hmm.
Winston, Sigma, etc.
You realistically can also one tweak or two tweak the hero. That's gonna be much better than playing too many heroes, though. Even you
Hmm.
not covering all those scenarios, this is okay. As soon as you, yeah, fundamentally just don't need that many characters. That's all. But to be more, also getting value out of every situation, you can have more heroes as well, like just three categories. Yeah, dive, poke, and everything. But one trinity hero also works in Overwatch 2, especially now because you have much more carry potential. The game is less team oriented now, so can definitely
Hmm.
do that. And you can see the examples of it. Yeah, well, you can use even me as an example. I still one trick the Reinhardt, for example, and I managed to reach top of 100 anyway, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is something you can think about anyway, yeah? If you will decide to play multiple heroes, though, then keep this in mind. If you have 4 heroes, be ready that your improvement is going to be slower, though. That's what I mean. Okay?
Okay. So try and stick to these three in like the coming weeks, and I'll just while I'm improving.
Yeah, I would say that would be the best. Let's just say, let's try to play Reinhardt, Winston, Sigma, maybe. If you really want to, yeah, for some scenarios, adding uh, there's another another hero, so having 4 heroes maybe that can work, but really think why we're doing so, yeah, because realistically, when Reinhardt is good, when you have short range scenarios, short range maps, short range team compositions, Ram is exactly good for this reason as well, for the most part, right?
Hmm.
Ramatra is good for this, but Ramatra also gives you extra poke, yeah, so that is the only difference. Junker Queen gives you an extra ability to deal with enemy team taking angles because you have a knife, so you can pull those angles to you.
Hmm.
That's it, but fundamentally they are doing the same. That's why you don't have to like choose and hard swap because of they run something like some different team composition. You really have to play that out of hero. No, in reality you don't. Fundamentally you're gonna be doing the same job. It's just you do it slightly different with every hero.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, maybe let's just put it this way. I'm gonna write it in tasks for us. We are gonna be playing Reinhardt, Winston, and Sigma. Then is that sounds good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if you want to make any adjustments later, then that is also fine. But let's start with that. And in terms of how do you adjust those heroes? Yeah, maybe. Let's think about doesn't make sense when you should be picking Reinhardt, Winston, and Sigma. Or should I talk a little bit more about that?
I think it makes sense. For the most part, I at least off spawn I picked based on the map and
Yeah.
if we're on attack or defense.
Right,
It's like
right.
here in this, I picked Sigma because I've had the most success playing the high ground as much as
Yeah,
possible,
exactly,
and then
exactly.
being able to poke down onto people. And if they jump up, I still have accretion rock and all my abilities and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, I would say that makes sense. Maybe later we can bring this topic, yeah, discuss it a little bit deeper, but I would say for now this is okay. As soon as you adjusting your character correctly, maybe if we will notice those issues where we're adjusting uh, to kind of not the most suitable pick, uh, for any reason. Yeah, because usually you just look at two variables. You look at your map, you look at team composition, and then you decide. Here, I would say that's fairly reasonable. Sigma is reasonable, so that's fine. But later, if we're gonna have this issue, then maybe you can discuss it a little bit better. Also, how do you adjust your pick as well? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's just start with reviewing. Well, do we want to start with reviewing Sigma, or maybe you want to start with any auto tank, reviewing any auto tank potentially? Like, since your most played time would be on Reinhardt, maybe it might be a good idea for us to just review Reinhardt, to be honest. And if you have a game on him, maybe we can go over him. But yeah, what do you think?
I'm not sure if I have a game on Reinhardt saved at the moment. Is all. That's really the only reason
Mm,
that I
okay.
don't have a replay for it.
Maybe what we can do then, we can look to apply the same concepts what we mentioned before. They're gonna be the same as for Reinhardt, just applied a little bit differently. We're gonna apply corners and armor, but you can look to do live game, and then I can give you feedback based on the live game. We can also
That
do
works
that.
too.
Yeah. Okay, then let's try to. Yeah, you can try to screen share. We can try to see how you apply everything for the Reinhardt. Yeah, I think this is also fine since you didn't have that much time to maybe apply everything. Let's try to see how we
Mhm.
doing this corners, scouting concept, and should be should be good. Yeah,
Okay.
let's try.
Hopefully it's working well.
Let me see. Yeah, I think it's working. It's working just fine.
Sometimes my connection can be a little weird, I guess.
Yeah, if you're fine with screen competitive, usually that is the best. You can queue for that, and then just
Just queue for tank.
yeah, of course. You can look to choose to run Reinhardt in any situation. Just let's try to make sure you at least play near corners. Yeah, so you.
Hmm.
What are we gonna be doing is let's try to minimize the amount of sweats you deal with. Yeah, what we mentioned before is the same as for Winston or any other tank. You just need to apply pressure in a smart way because you play it near
Hmm.
play near corners. Okay.
Okay, this is one of those weird maps that I would pick Reinhardt normally,
Uh
except for the city center with the cars and the bounce pad. That's the only one where I always feel
huh.
weird, especially if we don't get early pressure.
Well, without with that theater center, usually the key is you just go for the high ground, you fight for it, but then after that you can hold the choke. It's kind of the same, but it's just a little bit more open map. That's why it's a little bit easier to play something like Winston, generally speaking. But yeah, let's see.
Hmm.
This one is okay. This one for you as a rank card is okay. Let's just try to kind of, when we're applying pressure, use the right corner. Yeah, the one which allows you to minimize the sweats. See if your team can capitalize on your pressure, and should be good. Okay.
So when you say the right corner, do you mean like right here?
Oh no, I mean right. It's like a good corner, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so for example here, yeah, we can,
Mhm.
generally speaking, play the left side corner, and you don't have to use your shield for your team as much. You're just using it for
Mhm.
yourself, basically, yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, this is nice. You can get the Ana here. Okay. Just look to clear the objective. Should be good. Okay, yeah. So
So
you're...
I said,
Mhm.
what happened?
No, no,
Sorry,
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
want
no.
to cut you off.
Continue. No. Everything's fine. I just wanna remind you, look to play corners the same way like you did, and should be good. Yeah.
So that I mean, the way I played just now kind of went against everything screaming in my body. I guess just like going around that corner to chase the Ana felt weird for me instead
Oh,
of
why?
playing with my team.
Well, so this. Okay, I can talk about that, but you need to apply pressure on the enemy team. You just need to find who you're applying pressure towards. If you play with your team is gonna die because you're not applying pressure. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to find ways to apply pressure on somebody. Yeah, like let's say this is a Genji, you can apply pressure on the Genji, or you can apply pressure on Diana. This is also nice. Generally speaking, if you are able somehow to go on the Ana, that is the best because she is the highest value for you. And even your
Mm-hmm.
team is getting jumped, that is still better because you get the Ana. Your team can die, but doesn't matter. You just
Mm-hmm.
heal your team with the pressure, with the right pressure. So see, like here you ignore the Winston, right, and you can go after their backline. Yeah, that is good. Yeah. Okay, and now you can find the Winston and maybe kill him, or kill the rest of the whatever appears. Yeah, like now Winston can die, but he's got the jump. Yeah, he's got the jump now. Oh, I still kill him. That's good.
That was a little sloppy, I think, but I mean, hey.
No, it was good. You could only maybe body block him in the doorway, but that's good enough. Yeah, just think what corner you're holding. With what corner your team can apply pressure. You need to scout. Scout, see where your team is. Okay. Here your team cannot go, so you don't want to pressure there. Just be pressuring this, Winston probably. Okay, this is good enough. Just look to reset, and it should be good. If you get a kill on somebody, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
No, I missed the charge pretty bad there.
That's okay. Their Winston died also, so
Mm-hmm.
you should be laid. You can definitely apply pressure on the backline. Ana, Cassidy, usually the visas for you. Because least mobility. But yeah, think about what corners you're using, how you're minimizing the sweat still. Okay. Okay, this
It'd
is
probably
nice.
be best to not miss every ability.
No, that's looking good. That's looking good so far. The only thing which I would say though, can you... So you need to confirm if your team can push with you. Can you try to do this kind of when you know that your team is ready to push? Can you kind of tell me when you know that's happening? Maybe can you give me like any voice command you can do, sort of speak, yeah, like my team is ready or something, then push, yeah? Because that is how I know that you know that your team is ready. Can you try to do that or...
I will try.
Yeah, let's
I know
try.
I'm a little quiet while I'm playing at the
No,
moment.
no, no.
Normally I chat a lot in the comms, but I
Just
guess when I focus too hard.
no, that's okay. Just say me like just tell me when you're about to push. Make sure you say my team is ready. Yeah, my team is ready, or like I don't know, something. Yeah, my team is ready. Well, this is good enough. Cool. Yeah. Just so I understand that you're confirming that your team is ready to push.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See if they're ready.
Well, I think they're ready to push.
Yeah.
Since we got the pick here.
Yeah, this is good. Oh, good job. Just be careful. Watch out the sleep dart.
Yeah, the
That's all.
sleep.
But the pressure is definitely good. Okay. See where your team is ready to push and then push that area simply. Okay. Okay.
They're ready to push, I think. Oh, well.
I think you're right. If you...
It's a lot of antis right now.
Okay, just look to chill a little. Just look to survive.
Yeah, I gotta watch that Ana more.
It's looking good as soon as you survive. Play your armor. Play your armor. So see,
Right.
so see, like here, yeah. You also can say my team is ready to push that. They were not. Why? Because they were distracted with Winston, right? So that is something you have
Hmm.
to keep in mind.
So in that scenario, should I pressure that corner just so the other team can't follow up with the Winston? If
Yes,
I'm
yes, you
that low,
can.
if I'm too
Yes,
low.
yes, you can. It's just when you have your armor. Just get your armor back and pressure them. I would say
Okay,
this, yeah.
but like, should I just like stand here and essentially be a wall for them so they don't follow up on him?
Yes, you kind of don't let them be in a line of sight, so they heal their Winston, basically. So, yeah. Okay.
Well, I wanted to get the Ana with that, but
That works. Oh, we can maybe get the Ana? Well, never mind.
mm,
Just took the stall, probably, but
uh,
maybe if you get it quick, that's also
uh,
nice. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, still do. Let's do the same. We're just confirming if our team's ready, and then you start pushing past the corner. Yeah, you start pushing in and do something. Okay.
I don't know why I threw that fire strike thinking I could hit him.
Oh, that's okay.
So, right, should I wait out the Kitsune rush here?
Usually yes,
That's just
yes.
my thought process.
Yeah. Usually yes. You're right. If you can, maybe pressure other area which is not involved in Kitsune Rush, like this right side. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can pressure. Yeah. Okay. See, who you can close the
I think
distance with.
team's
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. Closing the distance with a Sim, the Ana, is the best. Cassidy is good enough too. Okay.
What the? Oh, she
She faded in.
she faded into. I did not realize that at all. I canceled it just to close the distance.
See
And
an enemy team, they're gonna be a disadvantage, so maybe you can use that. Kind of pressure them early, yeah. Because the Moira is out.
Hmm.
That's okay.
I expected her to take the
Yeah,
teleport.
yeah. If you get the Moira and Cass, you win. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, this is fine. There are a couple of things we can mention. Maybe additionally, you can still look to practice the same things which we talked about, of course. But I will kind of explain that a little bit more. Can you send me this replay?
Of course.
Okay.
So I normally stay and watch play of the game.
Oh
No
yeah,
one
you
really
can.
does that, but
You know, you can do that if you want. It's fine.
yeah, I have a lot of quick play hours, but I play with my friends a lot. I still play a lot of ranked on my own, but I can
Yeah,
see that a lot of people would call me a quick play warrior. You know.
that's fine. That's fine. On my main account, I have a lot of hours on quick play too, but it's for other account, it's mostly competitive.
Hmm.
Right. Okay.
Get that to you. I
I
hope I
sh-
didn't play too bad.
I think we did fine. It's just a couple of things which we can mention. I will share those with you. Okay.
Mhm.
Also, I can hear myself sometimes.
Sorry. I think my headset is just a little loud.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well, it seems better now.
Sorry.
That's
I know
okay.
my headset's pretty loud.
Okay. You see my stream just fine?
Hmm.
Alright. So, what do you think was the biggest problem in this match? For you, at
Uh,
least.
for me, I mean, missing every ability was probably one. A lot
mm,
of whiffed fire strikes and
I wouldn't say
I guess
it's the
going in at the
biggest.
wrong
Oh,
time.
yeah, like probably the timing can be slightly better, right? But see how it's a lot to do with our visual scouting, yeah. See where
Hmm.
our attention is. Sometimes we kind of when we could be directly scouting with visuals, you looking at the enemy, right? So I see
Hmm.
we're not exactly looking back that much. But if you're looking back, then you can decide if your team is ready or not. Yeah, you can decide if you can push this certain space or not. Yeah, if your team have sidelines or whatever you gonna be pushing, then this is this is gonna be good. I'm just okay. So let's watch this first fight even. So my first question would be also here when you was asking me about the corner, your right side. So we got it that you don't have to be on the right; you can be at the other corner. Yeah, they can maybe you can be
Hmm.
here. My question would be why are we using the shield here?
I mean, like I said, I play with my friends a lot, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about them, but they are at a lower skill level than me. So
All
for
right.
the most part, I try and play to protect them,
Uh
and
huh.
that I guess
Yeah.
that kind of has become a relatively bad habit for
Okay.
me. So I end up using the shield more. I have noticed that my shield breaks a lot when I
Yeah.
play
So
solo a lot.
this is but what if I tell you if you use your shield like that, then your team have highest chance to die. Higher
Hmm.
chance to die than if you would have your shield. Why do you think is that?
Probably because Reinhardt's a very easy kill when his shield is broken.
Well, the Reinhardt's really easy to kill, but I'm saying it. If you not shielding your team, if you just play behind your corner, your team will die less, and your like lower elo friends they will die less as well, because
Will they
you
also try and play cover?
no they don't.
Hmm.
So let's say these guys they don't play cover. Yeah, they're out in the open. So think how you protect your team as well. Do you just protect your team with a shield, or is there anything else you can do?
I mean, I body block a
Body
lot.
block. Well, okay, this can
I
work.
know that sounds.
Well, but let's say they're playing at this weird area, yeah, kind of out in the open, so A and B. How are you gonna
Mhm,
protect them from getting shot from there, for example? Or let's
mhm.
say somebody does this, yeah. How are you gonna protect them? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. I
Probably,
know.
yeah. So see, this is what we get a lot in Overwatch. Actually, if you
Mhm,
you cannot protect your team with your shield because there's still an angle which they where the enemy can pick them. Yeah, so they can
mhm,
really still one shot them. They still can apply pressure. So if we know that our team is playing out in the open, well, they can do whatever they want to. Obviously, if they play cover, they have higher risk to um yeah, low risk to die because they play cover. If they play out in the open, then there's a bigger risk that they die. But we still know that they can get picked from multiple directions anyway, right? So your shield is not really a big tool. Yeah, maybe you can say I'm protecting my team from one angle, but what about others? Two angles, so maybe even three angles, because here you can also wall climb. Yeah, so it's A, B, C, and D at the same time. Okay,
mhm.
so how do you protect from A, B, C, and D without using your shield?
Uh, Probably pressure the people that are shooting from set angles and actually not try and
Right.
play so passively like this.
Exactly. So that is the biggest fundamental. Use Reinhardt, you never shield your team. Well, there are cases when you can shield your team, but like
Well, yeah,
trying
I know
to
what you mean.
do rotation, trying to maybe protect them if somebody slept. But that's really it. 99% of your time, what you do is Reinhardt, you have your shield for yourself, so you are able to apply pressure on those said angles, going towards A and B and C. But because you do that, let's say you pressure this angle here, other angles are also gonna pressure you because you, with the pressure, you're being dangerous, and that means they have to send resources towards you. Yeah, Anna has to
Mhm,
sleep dart, Anna has to nade, Cassidy has to use his grenade, stuff like that. But how you
mhm,
do not die is you just put your shield up and you're fine. that's all. So you have to also think about, yeah, because we using corners. Yeah, you doing that corners up. allowing you to not use shield as much. That's first. And second, you just by default need to make sure you have your shield, yeah, for yourself. And that's how you protect your lower elo friends as well, because you apply pressure, they will not die. But
Mhm.
if you do shield like this, then they get flanked, and then eventually somebody's gonna die anyway. So that is the biggest part. Okay.
I'll be honest, I have heard this before when I've played, and just from whatever videos I've watched in general.
Oh,
But
interesting.
until seeing this, like I when I'm in game, I almost feel like I'm too aggressive, but then
Uh-huh.
like I watch replays like this and I'm like, wow, I'm playing way more passive than I should be, and then I'll like forget about it. So
But
it's a little embarrassing, but I would
here's the
rather be
thing, yeah,
honest.
with information which you would have, like, let's say you have more of a shield. Shield allows you to be aggressive. Yeah, it's the same as with a Winston. If you have armor, you have your bubble, you can jump in. Yeah, it's just
Mhm,
you need to actively think about it. Yeah, if you use your shield selfishly, then you should be okay. To maybe give you some examples, I don't know what I can use as a visual. Maybe I can use my gameplay. I think I have something saved. It's probably GM'd of a funded lobby. If I find
mhm,
it, where is that? It's here. Okay, this is a. I'm just gonna give me a second. I'm gonna. Yeah, maybe let's use this one. Maybe this is gonna be a good one. Um, Okay, so let me see. There's also music playing. Okay, I'm just gonna do this napalm maybe to show you this. Okay, so we're gonna just see how we using the shield to go on aggressive, I think, for the most part, and then also maybe see the corners, how we using the corners. I see that in my team they have a TP, so I'm probably gonna use that here. And then I'm really just looking to apply pressure until I lose my armor, and shield is just for me, okay? So here we can notice I can maybe, but think about it as well. Your a shield, yeah, if you don't have your armor, you can put this up, but you can also block important cooldowns too, yeah? If there is a nade, there is a sleep dart, you can always block that, yeah? So here I know I don't have armor that much, so I'm trying to shield. I could play more disciplined, but if you can use the corners as well, it's even better. So see here, we're using corners, we're minimizing the sweats, and that means you're not
mhm,
gonna take as much damage. But I'm not shielding my team, I'm shielding myself, because I realize, wait, I don't have as much armor here, so I'm like, I have to back up. But also this corner can be acting like a first shield, basically. If you can use that, that is better, yeah? So you're not just shielding, yeah? But you also
mhm,
have cover as a first shield. So eventually it's getting us a pick. So I think this is nice. Yeah, we're kind of clearing this space here, and then after that, I think we're gonna capture the point. I think I'm gonna do something crazy here, but I'm not sure if that's game or not. It's just because it was a little bit of a. I didn't know any players. I was thinking I could play more aggressive, but let's see. I'm gonna hold this doorway probably, so you can maybe use this corner this way, yeah, and because you're using this corner, you don't have to use your shield, yeah, as an example,
mhm,
yeah, but your shield allows you to push in aggressive, like into those spaces or something, yeah, clear turret, block important ability, and then this way you can do stuff. I think here I drop sided too late. Yeah, I was like, wait, I could touch, but then Ramata's thingy slowed me down. I'm like, okay, that
mhm,
was a mistake, but that's okay. Yeah, still, you trying to see what you can do with the what blocking important abilities. I'm trying to block the turrets a little to walk, but then I recognize I cannot do so. So I use the corners to like disable the enemy, but I die. I could have stepped on the point. I played it not too good. Okay, here I think we're gonna retake the space eventually. Let's see how is that's gonna go. So we're not just okay. So this is also interesting here because we're shielding here actually, but we're shielding on rotation. Like sometimes you can notice you do that, but it's again mostly for yourself. When you recognize, then you rotate in between the corners, but it is a lot of damage because if you just not gonna put your shield up, there is a lot of bursts gonna be going into you. But mostly, you're just thinking about, okay, like how to save at least most of my shield. So when I close a distance, I can shield myself. Yeah, stuff like that, basically. And I think our team is recognizing that we're doing pressure. And there's one more thing you also can do is constantly look what your team is doing. So even here, slightly looking
Mhm.
at them and then recognizing what kind of area they're controlling, that is the best. Okay, maybe let's just see if there's one more example I can find regarding the pressure and then, regarding corners and using shield. Okay, yeah, this is I just trying to kite this a little to my team sightlines so they can pressure, and then after that, look to push in. Okay, yeah. The next example is gonna be good to maybe here. Yeah, once we capture the objective. So again, it's kind of the
Um,
same.
Sorry, I have a question. Just this is a little bit specific
Yeah, sure.
because I've been in the situation where Ramatra won ult and I'm Reinhardt. I have a decent amount of health and I can probably like pin him away, but
Right.
would it be better to kind of block the annihilation to wait out the timer a little bit more? Like you said, kiting it,
Uh,
or would it be better to pin him away and then shield it and go for a little
you
bit
you
riskier
you
play?
just you can pin them away, right? But it's mostly when you do that, it should be done if your team can do something as well. So let's say, but because yeah, so that's it, really. You do pressure when your team can pressure something with you. They not necessarily have to pressure the Rematra, but they can pressure something else. But here, I recognize my team couldn't pressure anything. Like when I pressure here, my team does nothing. They don't do anything towards this, and also recognize that two ultimates. Yep. So
Yeah.
you don't have to fight this. You can just wait for your team to do something first. I'm just playing cover, but then I'm trying to pin him off the map actually here because there's no critical ultimate, and I know that my team is about to do something now. That's good. That's all. You need to be tanking for your team, and
Mhm.
that's why you don't have to do as much. If your team is not doing that much, you have to wait and kind of see what they are doing when they are doing pressure. You apply pressure as well. There is yeah, there are gonna be interesting things we can talk about later. Is like how you can uh, how you can set up your team kind of, and I do talk a lot about the kill zone, and there's direct and indirect pressure on the kill zone. I think this is going to be useful for you as a Reinhardt player because they don't have as much mobility. Okay, I think I'm just looking to scout and seeing what the enemy team do. But yeah, basically not using my shield, yeah, using corners at max, and then the shield only when it mirrors, yeah, kind of when we lose the armor or when we block an important ability or something. Sometimes you can also use it for scouting, here with the shadow, I think. Or did I shadow her, actually? I tried to shadow the Moira, but I actually, I think I missed it, but yeah, this is still like we're using corners to minimize the threats, so it's not gonna do much to us, yeah. And we're
Mhm.
blocking damage when the armor is off. Um, okay. Yeah, so most of your shield, because it's you going in aggressive with your shield, you can block dismay, primary fire, maybe you can block this other stuff from the, I don't know, uh, who else, the Genjis or even Matropoke, yeah, something like that. There's everything, anything you can block is good. And here, that's why we want to get to this part in your replay. You when you're looking to do the pressure, yeah, you can also try to have a specific goal of tracking important abilities which you have to block with your shield, yeah. So when you are doing the pressure, yeah, there are gonna
Mhm.
be two reasons why you shield most of the time is if you lose your armor, if you're about to lose your armor, or you need to block important cooldown. And you can see a lot of times we've been hit by the sleep darts and we've been hit by the nades, yeah.
Mhm.
But how do you track this? First of all, you go in the game and identify, yeah, who are the heroes you're gonna be dealing with. Kind of try to track. Maybe it start 1-2 cooldowns, maybe 3 cooldowns. Yeah, important stuff. So that can be Annonate, Sleep Dart, but also Cassidy Grenade. Yeah, that's enough.
Mhm.
In reality, you don't need to block anything else here as well. This is the most important. The Ana is definitely the most important, but also this is fine. Yeah, and then what you
Mhm.
need to be doing is just be actively thinking when you go in a fight, when you're trying to swing. Make sure they are not gonna land this cooldown on you that you can be, raising your shield. So let's just get us to our example where we've been naded, and then we can see how we can track it as well with visuals. So here, for example, so I know that Indiana she's gonna have cooldowns. Okay, sleep dart like this. Yeah, that was a good block.
Mhm.
And going after Diana is good as well. So you kill her. So see, that was also the question why we went after Diana, right? Why we didn't go after somebody else or something? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
So
was because
mhm.
like everything that I used to do would be like peel for the team always.
Yeah,
That's like the mindset.
yeah,
But it
yeah,
worked out better doing this, and I mean, obviously, I can see that, but you know,
yeah.
uh,
So
like in my head, if you weren't here, I feel like I would have charged back and peeled for the team, and it
yeah.
probably would have cost us that fight.
Yeah, so if we think about it, yeah, when we're trying to peel for a team like this, yeah, so if we're going after the Winston, what these guys are gonna do, yeah, they're trying to like apply pressure as well. But because your attention is on the Winston, 30% of your damage is blocked, the Winston can escape. This Ana can land a nade, this Ana can land a sleep dart, yeah, or these guys can also grenade, Cassidy can shoot. So when the Winston goes in, our idea is to prevent what this Winston wants to do. He wants his team to do damage. So we do this or we do this. But it's better to go after A because it's just closer to A. You don't want to use
Mhm,
that much time to go to B, just fundamental at least, yeah? Maybe you could say,
mhm,
yeah, angle B is kind of better because you also block the Mercy, but you're already close to Anna. She's pretty low. So you can just kill her, and the Ana will not heal the Winston, and that way you peel for your team because this Winston can't do much. But if you go after the Winston, then guess what? Ana is healing the Winston, but he has 30% damage reduction. You get less soul charge and you lose because of it.
mhm.
So
Makes
stuff
sense.
stuff like that. Well, you just as a general priority, I could just say this. Maybe you can get to this as well, but it's basically you prioritize the squishy, which is easier to go to. But then I think what later we can do once we have time, we can talk about controlling angles. So pushing wattable angles. Let's say this. I'm just gonna mark it in the summary. So pushing wattable angles because there will be cases when you have to choose. You can choose what kind of squishy you pressure. So let's say here, you can choose, do I pressure this or do I pressure that? Yeah, there is like understanding of the angle control, what is more valuable to push depending on situation. There are valuable positions on the maps as well. Maybe you can talk about that. I think that's gonna help a lot. But it's gonna be enough if you just think, okay, I'm pressuring the squishies. This is good enough. Yeah, because you not gonna let this Winston do much. Okay, so that's why this worked out. We kind of getting the Sana out, and this guy is not getting healed, so he's forced out. But then you push the Cassidy, and even though notice this, the Winston gets kills, but you also get kills. But the problem is this Winston is not getting as many kills as you do. That's how you peel for your team. You just you just go
Mhm.
after the backline most of the time. I was surprised
It's
you
a
killed the
lucky
Mercy
fire
there with the
strike.
5-star,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm like, wait, that was a Winston. How you killed him with 1 5 strike? Okay, so here we looking to do this early pressure. Yeah, so I think there was gonna be the case when we're gonna get naded or something. Yeah, let's see.
Left and Aiden.
Okay, so this is good. You're blocking the casting grenade. This is good. But then you kind of forget about the sleep dart grenade. Yeah, so here, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we can say. First of all, you need to visually track where the target is, where
Mhm,
this cooldown which can potentially punish you is. Yeah, so track the location of the character. That is the first layer. The second layer, you also have to track where the attention is. So once you see the attention is on you, then you probably expect the sleep dart too. Yeah,
mhm,
and then what kind of visuals also we can track to prevent us from getting slapped? I mean, in terms of, yeah, what kind of animation you should look for? or when they're trying to throw a Sleep Dart nade? What how it looks like exactly?
I mean, the most I've noticed whenever Anna's about to do it is her sniper rifle lowers a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That's the one
Yeah.
I pick up on the most, rather than her arm like lifting up to throw something.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is gonna be something you can react to as well. So see,
Yeah.
lowers this is this part. This is this part as well. That is something you can react to. So you don't even have to react to the sound or like the sleep dart going towards you. You need to react to this, ideally. So react to this
Mhm.
visual, you react to the attention, and then you can shield that. And what helps you is assuming that they're gonna have their cooldowns, yeah, unless you heard them using those, of course. If they
Mhm.
use those, then make sure, yeah, you can just go in aggressive. You can maybe pin at some point too. But if they do, you have to bait it. Yeah, you have to bait those cooldowns, kind of let them use those. So how you would bait Diana to sleep dart you or like use the nade?
I mean, one of the things that I used to do more, but I don't anymore, is just out of force of habit, is
Hmm?
just stopping the swing early for the shield,
Uh-huh, yeah,
because it
exactly.
starts the animation and he makes a grunting. Reinhardt makes a grunting noise, but he'll still shield instead of
Yeah,
swing.
yeah, exactly. So stuff like that. This is really useful. You start swinging, you cancel it with a shield. Yeah, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Just be careful when you playing it really short distance. The smart anners they still know you're trying to bait, so you have to be careful. But if you're both aware, like if you played well, you should be able to block the innate. Just watch the attention, watch this visual here, and watch their um what I yeah just make sure you know. Oh yeah, try you need to try to bait, yeah, so that you're not just holding your
Mhm.
shield but you're trying to bait, yeah, that is important. Okay, because most of the times we been slapped and naded because we probably forgot about it, kind of, we were not putting as much attention in there.
Mhm.
Okay, now, this is okay. It's just mainly we need to track the nade, the sleep dart. Okay, here we trying to see that, yeah, this Genji is over aggressive. We close the distance with him. This is good. See, like, swapping to the backline is better. This is much, much better. So you swap to the
Mhm.
backline, go after them, because they want to capitalize on you being aggressive. I mean, on their Winston, because their Winston is aggressive, they want to capitalize on it. You stop them from doing so. You kind of sleep dart them. Oh, so you shadow them, and then they can't do much. And, here, the only thing you have to track is their sleep dart, though. Yeah, if they,
Mhm.
yeah, because here I think if you could get how she missed. You could get slapped there.
I was that Cass on our team? No, I just didn't know. I saw the
Ah,
anti and I was like, I'm gonna throw it out, but
yeah,
I should have gotten slept, I think.
yeah,
Oh, she
good.
just missed.
Yeah, good Annas. They also kind of react to this hammer animation too, and that's why your ult gets getting cancelled. So that is something to keep in mind too. Trying to specifically look after CC is the first priority. CC is the first priority. Any other cooldowns which you can do a lot of damage or pressure, like kind of nade or Cassidy grenade, that is your second priority. CC is definitely the first one, but you have to make, yeah, have a active thought about it.
Mhm.
So this is fine. Yeah, Winston Shin just died. Yeah. So see, for example, right now, yeah, I can just play here and watch out for the grenade, watch out for the sleep dart, try to block that, trying to bait that. But there is one more thing which we asked about is it the most valuable corner for us to hold right now? Yeah, because you're looking to hold here, but can your team utilize this space? Well, seems like at some extent maybe, yeah. But then,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? Is it the most valuable corner which you can hold right now?
I mean, for me, I'm not sure because I
Hmm.
I look at it and I'm like, I can see the other one that they could just the other side that they could just walk out of like they do here, and they could perhaps go all the way around. But
Mm-hmm.
that takes a long time, so that wasn't really in my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
that other doorway was definitely the part in my mind. it ended up working out, but
Yeah, I think no, because I think this is good because your team has sidelines. That's what matters. It's just you something. I need to. You need to be honest to make sure you confirm that. Yeah, because let's say your team is on the high ground, then it's not good corner to hold. But then we were not checking with our visuals. That's what I was saying. Like sometimes you don't really know if your team can follow. If because your team can follow, this is good corner. But if your team is there, but you don't know that, that is not the best. That's what
Mhm.
I think. For now, that works out for you because your team can follow up, right?
So, like, when I'm behind this corner, since I'm not getting, I don't have to put on my shield and look forward to watch these guys for the most part since I'm playing here. I should turn around and see where my team is.
Yeah, it's kind of would be even around here. So once you decide, okay, like where my team is, okay, are they gonna hold with me? Okay, seems like yes. So have a second. Okay, fine. I can hold here maybe. I would say though, usually it's more valuable to hold around here because the team can set up on the high ground. But there's another story. We don't have to discuss it yet. This is also okay. This is more like understanding how you can set up your team, which we can talk about it later. But you also this one it's not as applicable. It's well, this is okay. We can talk about it. I think this is gonna be good because it's masters, still gonna be important, but we'll see. Okay.
I can get away with things like this in the elo.
Yeah, I think this is good enough already. As soon as you confirm your team is here, should be enough. Yeah, it's just you have better angles on the point. That's all. That's why I usually stay there. You need is a tank. You also can be thinking, what is the most valuable space for you to fight? Yeah, because right now you don't have to be even thinking about using your shield that much too. Yeah, you can be thinking, okay, I can just be holding this corner here and then let the enemy in my space and then use the shield there. Yeah, so see, using the shield when my team can fight as well. So right here, I would be using corner, and then their team goes, and then you go in, but you have the shield to answer the aggression, yeah? But you don't just
Mhm.
have some of your shield, but you have most of your shield. Well, you kind of have 800, but maybe if you have 1,000, that can also make the difference. So just make sure, as much as possible, you have most of your shield to fight for the space which your team can fight for.
Mhm.
Because that enables you going aggressive. If you can't go aggressive, then their team can shoot you. They're not gonna shoot your team. That's all. Okay, so does it make sense? Everything makes sense what we discussed today, or
Mhm.
any questions maybe?
You just mentioned something about the kill zone.
Oh
I
yeah.
wasn't really sure what that meant.
Kill zone. Kill zone. Well, the kill zone is just the area where most of your team can do stuff. That is the area where most of your team can follow up. But this can be something which we can also discuss in our next session then. But for
Okay.
example, here your kill zone would be like, because your team can do this. Your kill zone would be around here. That's why you save most of your shield for the kill zone. This is gonna be quite nice. Yep, but
Mhm.
it's also will be once we will talk about setting up your team, we'll talk about where how you can form better kill zones too. Yeah, how you can form better areas where you can fight. Yeah, because if you have angles on the point, that's better, for example. But we can discuss it as well a little bit later. But yeah, okay. Maybe there are any other questions?
Uh, hmm. Sorry, I'm like trying. I'm like watching it, trying to think
Uh
about
huh.
because I had a few earlier on, but I forgot about them. I'm trying to remember.
Maybe let's try to summarize then first. What do we
Mhm.
try to discuss today? What are you gonna be working on? What do you think?
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
scouting is probably the biggest thing,
Still scouting. Okay.
because I still, after watching these replays and all, I barely turn around, and I probably should. I almost feel like that's been because when I stopped playing ranked consistently, even on console, I would basically only play with friends. So
Mm-hmm.
we were always in a party chat or a
Right.
Discord call or whatever. So I would just ask if, like, are there
Are they
people on
ready?
you?
Mm-hmm.
You guys can see me and all that. So I guess that's not a bad habit, but if I'm
Mhm.
playing solo queue like this, then it is because I'm expecting someone to say something and people play around me because
Yeah.
that's just what happens when I play with my friends. But these are, everyone has their own goal when they're playing, so
Mhm.
I can't expect everyone to play around me.
Yeah, you're right. So we're gonna be scouting where your team can do stuff, and obviously communication using it as a tool is nice, but visuals are the most important. So once you know where
Mhm.
your team can fight, you should be fighting in there. Okay. And so what about your shield as well? How you want to be using your shield?
Selfishly, more. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you
Same.
mentioned that I should block for the team sometimes, but more often than not, save it for important cooldowns. Like,
Yeah.
Sleep Dart, Bionade is probably the biggest ones.
Yeah. So your shield management would be you, yeah, looking to block important cooldowns whenever, honestly, and you also can shield when you're about to lose your armor. That's it.
Mhm.
So this
When
kind of
when I'm
stuff.
about to lose armor.
Oh yeah, because you don't want it to lose it entirely because it gives you damage reduction. Yeah, that's why
Mhm.
usually want to kind of keep it, but you playing near corners allows you to save the shield as well. Remember that. Okay. What about baiting cooldowns?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not entirely sure how I would bait certain cooldowns. I mean, the swing cancel for like Ana is
Hmm.
good, but I
Yeah.
don't know some of the other cooldowns, like what I would do to bait that. I
What kind
suppose
of what kind of
like
cooldowns?
Immortal Field. I mean,
Well,
Passnade
immortality.
isn't
You just
immor
pressure. Yeah, you just kind of look to do kill stuff.
I mean, and like Suzu is a big one,
Yeah, the same.
especially when I
Defensive
played like Jumper Queen and
defensive
stuff.
cooldowns you only force them with the pressure. Offensive cooldowns you have to block with a shield. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can bait them with a shield. If that's a defensive cooldown, there's no way you bait it with your shield. So you just look to apply pressure. That's all.